We are here with another episode of Keeping It Real Estate. I'm here with my girl, Shani. Thank you for coming.
Thank you for having me.
Absolutely. I want to talk a little bit about you. Give me a quick spiel of who you are.
Okay, who I am. I'm Shani, single mom of two. Been in real estate for 13 years, but full-time about 4.5.
Okay.
And it all goes together with, the way life kind of went on and on.
Yeah.
And a little bit about me. I don't know. Ask me questions. I don't like to talk about myself much.
I get it. It's the weirdest question in the world. Like, I don't know about me. So you have kids, right?
I do. I have 2 girls.
Nice. How does it work with the industry, like with working in real estate?
Let's say if moms say they don't get a lot of sleep when they have kids, I get no sleep. But it's fulfilling in both areas. So it gives me opportunity to be here, to be at the assembly, to, take them to the dance classes. But at the same time, I have my AirPods on at all times. And I'm constantly on the phone and texting and emails. So it's
still juggling. But manageable.
Yeah. No sleep.
I want to kind of break the ice a little bit. Let's do a quick game. 2 lies and a truth.
2 lies and a truth. Okay. So I am probably the biggest scaredy cat ever. I am terrified of anything to do with scary movies.
Okay.
Halloween Haunt, forget about it. Commercial comes on at the movie theater. I'm like, ears closed, eyes, head down. That's one truth lie. I have an embarrassing fact of a collection of Beanie Babies. 147 Beanie Babies with the tags.
That might not be too hard to believe.
I come off as a Beanie Baby person.
I mean, I think we're about the same age, and I know how big that went back then.
Yeah, and another thing is I work out at a place called F45 Studios, and about once or twice a week in the beginning, I used to work out with Mark Wahlberg, who is pretty big in there. And one day I was at an event, and I get a text message, "Hey, it's Mark Wahlberg. I wanted to talk to you about selling my house." And that kind of went into some more things. So
okay, stick a pin in that. Okay, but I'm going to guess
it. It's your turn.
Oh. All right. So I once saved a little boy from a burning house. I was previously married, divorced, and now I'm married again. And I had a botched BBL in Tijuana that I had to get fixed.
Ooh.
Man, it's been a journey.
I'm going to give you the credit and say you did save a kid out of a burning house.
Wow.
Because your ass looks great, so I don't know about the BBL.
Y'all, she got that right. I don't even understand. How? Am I not acting good?
No. No, it's not about that. I don't know. I believe the story. I saw it in your eyes.
Damn. Okay, no, then I'm not acting good. I got to lie a little bit. I'm not good at lying. Okay, wait. I want to go back to yours. So I believe your truth is the Mark Wahlberg.
It's a half truth. So what had happened is somebody sitting in this room thought it would be very funny to text me from some app while he was sitting behind me at a presentation and pretend he was Mark Wahlberg. It took me about 10 seconds to turn around and give him the death stare. But I believed it for 10 seconds. Believed it.
Dang. So you got super excited, huh?
So I got super excited because I was like, oh, every morning it's like, good morning, real estate girl, because I didn't remember my name. But I'm like, somehow. And then 10 seconds later, I was like, oh, Chuck. Come on, man.
Dang. That could have been a life changer.
Could have been a life changer. No, the truth is I am a big chicken shit, and I'm terrified of anything that has to do with horror. And there's some scenes in Disney movies I can't watch. So
yeah, no, I agree with that one. I don't like when Bambi's mom dies. I don't like all of that. Wow, but I was really gonna pick the Beanie Baby if
I
it
had
wasn't.
a feeling.
Mm-hmm. I was like, oh yeah.
No offense to anyone who's into that at all.
I hope they cashed in because I don't know if they're still worth anything.
That was going to be my question. How much is that Beanie Baby collection worth now?
Well, I'm still doing real estate, so.
So you're not retiring on the
Not retiring on the Beanie Baby collection.
So tell me a little bit more about like your experience. Like, have you, I know as females, it's kind of tough. Like for me in real estate, it's tough to get taken serious sometimes, a lot of times. And I get taken advantage of. Like I had a good realtor friend of mine who like suggested this handyman, right? Well, this handyman, he works for me for a few months. He's good. I fly out there. I go eat with him. He takes me to all his like spots where he knows the people. We eat for free, all this good stuff, right? Well, he starts collecting the rent money from my tenants and never gave it to me. Like, I did not tell him to, like, just all this stuff. But, there's just different things. And even like other brokers that I'm talking to, they're just like, how much, you ain't a millionaire like that though. So no, I could call 10 people right now and speed dial, all this stuff, like giving me no credit, So how is it like? What do you think the good, the bad, the ugly is in this?
I'll talk about myself personally and my experience as a woman in the field of real estate. It's just like in life. You're wearing all these hats and you have to learn how to juggle them. And sometimes I'm a very honest person and I try to do everything with, a good disposition, a smile, warm, but when it comes to work and when it comes to my kids, I'm a shark. Like I will tear you down if I need to. I will fight for my clients all the way, but I come off very soft and subtle and people do try to take advantage of that. If I'm too honest about, personal things that can get in the way of, okay, I can show you that property or we can have that meeting, but it has to be after this hour. I have my kids. All of a sudden that becomes a weakness. I feel like women, the things men get away with, women have to work harder for. Mm-hmm. But you know what? At the end of the day, it's who I am. It's my truth. So I kind of filter out the people who don't get to take advantage of what I have to offer. But it's a challenge. You got to keep your head up and suffer in silence and have a good glass of wine at the end of the day.
Right. Was it always like that though? Because like looking back, like when I was going through that scenario with over 5K taken, I'm like, oh my God, I could give up or I could keep going. Like, how do you keep pushing through? Like, I don't know, like what's the method to just be strong?
I do self-work. Mm-hmm. So for me, I got divorced 3.5 years ago after 14 years. So I kind of was like, okay, wait, who am I? I kind of got lost within the relationship, within all of a sudden becoming a mom in the middle. Like, who am I? I don't know who I am. And I took a step back. I worked on myself. I have this life coach that I go to. I have a work one. I have a personal one. And I said, listen, today, who I am today, I don't like her. I don't like this. Like, I don't even want to sit in the same room as myself. I want to work on this. So through that growth, I feel like I've taken those tools where, okay, this is upsetting. I'm angry. I'm sad. But how long I'm going to feel it. But how long am I going to resonate in it? Am I going to cook in this for an hour? Am I just going to be like, all right, it happened. We're going to learn from it. It might happen again, but let's learn and move on. And I do that in my personal. I do that at work. I do that in friendships and relationships. So kind of don't deny it, but feel it. And then let's just move on to the next thing.
Yeah.
And it kind of filters the crap around you if it's people, situations, and anything else.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, that's one of the things that it's helped me, like all the different scenarios. In the moment, it hurts. It stings like a bee sting, and I have to push myself to think positive. Like that has been something that has helped me every day. I wake up happier now, just
100%.
Just the positive thinking and the word switching, my husband's always telling me, oh, no, don't say it this way, and I'm like, yeah, you're right. I like the positivity in it. Like, Yeah, I won't do that, or no.
And with that, and I find that when you're positive and you're speaking differently, then you start to realize what the people around you and how they're affecting that energy. And I've done this with clients too. I could have a client who's looking for a property for $2, $3, $4 million, but if they're killing the vibe, if they're killing my energy, everything else around me is collapsing. I'm like, is this one person worth losing 5 or 6?
Wow.
And I've gotten to the point where sometimes I walk away. I'll
Really?
walk away. I'll be like, listen, either I'll usually try to hand it off and make something. But if I can't do that, I'll walk away because it poisons my energy, and then the rest of my business collapses. So
That's big.
it's personal and work always, because
big.
personal is work.
Yeah.
At the end of the day, one bad review verbally from a person can collapse your business, and
Yeah.
then one great experience can bring you more.
Yeah.
So I'm just who I am, and hopefully that brings in more positive than negative.
Absolutely. Yeah, because a lot of people will just try to collect everything. They're like, I don't want to lose a deal. I don't want to lose a deal. I don't want to lose that money, but not all money is good money, and if it comes with taking a piece of your mind, or taking peace of mind from you, you got to learn to have discipline and set those boundaries.
100%. And that's been part of the journey. So it's like the last few years. I got into real estate. I got licensed. I was doing insurance, health and life, and that collapsed with the economy and everything that was going on. And then I had my mom's friend was like, you need to do real estate. And I'm like, what are you talking about? Like, I don't know how to do real estate. And I kind of learned. I got into short sales, REOs. I saw the worst of the worst when it came to you're working with people who lost their home and they don't want to leave. And these homes were a catastrophe, or they were a catastrophe. And I'm a very sensitive person. It was very hard to deal with. So I dabbled in that a little bit, and then did that part-time. And then I was wondering, I should do loans, and kind of dabbled in that. And I constantly trying to find my way. And I got into real estate part-time, did some deals, became a mom, and stayed home. And I loved being home when they were babies and the experience, but something was always missing. And then a few years ago, I was like, okay, lost kid, go to daycare. I need to go work. And then I came back and everything had changed.
Yeah.
And I had to, again, rebuild it. And then the divorce happened. And at this point, I was like, okay, if I don't get my stuff together and I don't start making money, who's going to support me? I'm going to move back in with mom and dad at the age of 30-something.
Right.
30-something. We're staying with that.
Fuck.
And that's just, that's what I did. And in the beginning, you kind of like, all money is good money. I need everything. And that desperation causes more stress and more problems than being selective and respecting yourself. So that's been the journey.
Since you've had that mindset shift, have you seen money come with ease? Like, have you seen, or just more peace?
I've seen more opportunities come in, and then the old self comes back in and is like, wait, this is too much. Why is this happening? Why is this? And then I have to stop. So it's a constant battle with myself of going, you have this, you know what you're doing, you're good at what you do, people trust you because of who you are. Accept. And I think with the state of mind change, more has come in, more opportunities, and it's learning to be, I think, better about the juggling, which each time is a different change with the kids being a different age and different situations, and just learning the juggling better. And I think today I'm at probably the best place I've been, since I've
Amen
started.
to that. You said, we were talking off camera, and you said something about like women going through a certain phase in their life or jumping into real estate as a new chapter, a reset. Why do you think real estate's the thing that people jump into?
I think on paper, it's easy. It's you don't have to work so hard. It's a few hours a day. You could do it from home. You could do it in the car. You could do all your grocery shopping and folding the laundry and still be with the kids. And it's easy. I think a lot of people jump in. A lot of people jump out. For women, obviously, ideally is to be available at all times.
Right.
If you have young kids. But then you understand the constant need to be on top of it and to actively do things, outside the house,
Yeah.
to go get business and to constantly socialize and constantly talk about real estate. And it might be a bit much with the juggle. I find that a lot of the women whom I look up to and follow that have jumped into real estate in my situation per se, all right, I got no choice. I need to provide for myself, and I'm going to give this 1,000%. They're the ones I kind of steer to because they get the juggle. We don't have somebody at home watching the kids so we can go do that. We need to figure out how to do it on our own. And it's been a really good support system of having those women in my life and learning from them. Like, no excuses. There's no excuses.
Yeah. Do you think a lot of women, because I know you said after divorce, it's like a lot of women will jump into it, right? So do you think it's like, I don't know, do you think that there's a lot of women that are divorced in it? Do you think that it's just saturated with the young, cute girls now? I mean, I'll just say that because when I picture a realtor now, I picture like the cutest of the cutest or the most handsome person. You know what I mean? Like, it's like the thing to be.
I think if anything that I learned when you're young, you think, well, I don't know, maybe our generation was brainwashed to think that if you use what you have, if you're attractive and if you're bubbly, if you use that, then it's like a bad thing.
Yeah.
I think the opposite. If the younger generation use their looks, but also need to use this because you don't get away with anything just by looking good. I mean, you can get away with some things, but in this business, if you don't know your ish, you're not going to get that far. And it's funny and you mentioned that because I was just in Miami, and let me tell you, Miami real estate is
Whole nother, yeah.
it's a whole other game because the people I look up to in real estate are older and they're intelligent and they're crazy monsters, and they will tear you up, and they are amazing, and they're the ones I look up to, not these young, like, selling sunset
BBLs.
Come on. BBLs.
These BBLs.
No. I mean, I don't even pay attention to them.
So even out here, I mean, like, has it gotten a little tougher? Has it, I don't know, do you think that it's a phase?
I don't know. To be honest, what I've learned is to do this.
Yeah.
Just look. I don't look left or right.
Yeah.
I go straight. And if there's someone that is doing really well, I want to learn the system of how to do that versus compare myself. I don't compare myself. There's no point. No one is me, and I'm no one. I'm not anybody else. So comparison just creates a disappointment. Why even do that? I need to focus on what I want and how I'm going to get there. Because my goal could be completely different than yours. What I want and what I need and what I made a vision board with my kids, especially my eldest one. My eldest one just knows how to, manifest things. It's the craziest thing ever. And I was like, all right, Leah, let's do this vision board together. Tell me exactly how you see it. And I'm like, I need your energy. This is great.
Yeah.
So, we focus on what we want, where we want to go, where we want to be in a year, 2 years, 3 years. And it's kind of like that. So that's mine. I don't care what anyone else is doing unless they're doing something I can replicate for myself.
Right. Or learn from just to get better. Yeah. I love that. Wow. Okay. I think we're going to do the lie detector.
Oh, it's a real lie detector? No, I'm playing the fifth. I play the fifth. You can ask juicy questions if you want. Unfortunately, I'm an open book. So.
Oh, that's good.
Yeah, I mean,
I will use that.
See, like Chuck was the first person to ask me, to tell me when he saw me for the first time after I got divorced, that said, a lot of women have gone through what you went through, but you're the only one that walked away. Wow. And I was kind of like, what? Really? And he's like, yeah, that's like a big thing.
Wow.
I went, wow, I didn't realize that. So it's like, I'm very open.
So with that said, there's people on the fence, really. There's people on the fence for becoming a realtor, getting into real estate, or getting a divorce. Like, you were there. What's some advice?
First of all, I want to put on the record, I'm not for divorce. It took me years to make that decision, and a final straw that was, for me personally, beyond something I could get past. And I chose me for the first time in my life. I chose me. So you want to combine them? I can give you a little advice for combining them. If you're a woman, a woman that's been sitting at home, raising the kids and being, which is the hardest job in the world, and you're on the fence about leaving and you're looking at real estate, start the real estate first. Get into it. It takes time to plant the seeds and to build a clientele and a reputation and learn, because you learn from experience. Forget the book. Yeah. You learn from experience, from a lot of mistakes too. So it's a great way to get away from the house and your husband and go and work and learn. And then when you're strong enough, if it's to the point where you can't fix it, then make the move, because you'll have your head lifted high. It's a very, very tough thing to go through. So that confidence of like, I'm going to be okay. I have something going for me. My kids are going to be okay. I'm going to be okay. That it should go together, 100%. Yeah.
I can imagine that it gives you a sense of identity too. It's a sense of confidence because it's something you've started. I don't know.
It's kind of fun sometimes to go to a party and to be the woman that all the guys come up to. So what do you think is going to happen? How's the market going? You have any off-market deals? And I'm kind of like, I just become a guy here. That's great. I'm representing women here in a different standpoint versus talking about, I don't know, other things. So it has its fun things. And it has a lot of challenges too, but...
What are some challenges?
Some challenges? You want to be very honest?
Yeah.
Listen, you are, in my situation, a single woman in a field of men, and sometimes men try to cross a line they shouldn't cross professionally. I've had people show up to my open houses, very creepy people show up to my open houses. I've had random weird people wanting to see properties all of a sudden out of nowhere. As a woman, I don't know if men go through that. I'm sure they like it. I'm just kidding. But it has its kind of creepier and negative things that happen when you're in real estate, and you need to make money. So you new clientele and new people that are interested, and then you find out you're being stalked. So it's not always rainbows and butterflies. But
so what's one of the craziest things you've seen, like, or heard?
Seen or heard?
Like from somebody else. Like, what's the craziest thing that's happened?
So I did have a guy that stalked me and did show up to my open house, and I mean, a few years ago, some woman got attacked at our open house. Yeah, we don't want to talk about that. But so I don't do open houses by myself.
Okay.
Luckily, the other person that was with me was sitting down on their phone or whatever, so it didn't look like they were there with me. But this guy was super creepy and walked around, and he had been texting before that he wanted to see the property, and then he showed up, and you could just tell something was off.
Wow.
So... kind of let them walk into the room in front of me, and he kept looking over at the guy that was with me to see if he was going to leave at some point.
Oh.
Yeah. So, I mean, that's a creepy thing that happened.
That makes me wonder. That makes me want to ask, what's the wildest thing, or how far have you done to get a job done, to get a deal done?
So there was a property actually in the valley that I couldn't get a hold of the listing agent, and my client wanted this house. It was like, this is it, this is the house, and I couldn't get a hold of him. Now, the worst thing to say to a client is I can't get a hold of the agent. Okay, but I really couldn't get a hold of the agent. Yeah. And their office probably had a referral come in, and they listed the house. Their office was about an hour and a half away, and I got into my car in the morning and drove there, and I sat in the office for 6 hours and just waited for the guy, and I kept asking the secretary to please call him, because the number was only for the office. There was no cell phone number, and I Googled, stalked him, and I was trying to get a phone, nothing. And I ordered myself lunch. I ordered the secretary lunch. And then finally
Oh
she
my God,
called
you're too
him
nice.
and she got a hold of him and he came in and was like, well, I've heard you were looking for me. And I'm like, listen, I'm trying to get a hold of you. My client really wants this house. What can we do? And then we sat down and I got him the house. But yeah, I had to drive out there and just
you only sat there for 8 hours and bought people food and waited him for.
Always have to take care of the gatekeeper, the people in the front. Always got to take care of them. That's something I learned.
That's good.
Yeah.
Okay, so with the divorce, usually it comes with like a nice stack of cash, right? A little lump sum you
Hopefully.
get for your troubles. Do you ever like kindly advise that they use it to invest, that they use it not just to like live and figure out life and go get a BBL? But do you, what do you advise that they work with you?
So actually, I've found myself in the last, I want to say less than a year, kind of in these divorce support groups. And it's not just women, it's men and women.
Yeah.
People that are going through it. We sometimes get together, we talk, the emotional part and all of that. And I help people also list their house. Unfortunately, sometimes you can't come to an agreement and you need to separate the assets. List their homes through the divorce where you need to get both sides to trust you, because I'm very understanding, neutral. I get the process. And yeah, men and women, by the way, not just women. But the lump sum comes in, I always advise to invest it. For a lot of women that I've met along the way, they don't have a job. And that money is some kind of cushion to live off of and figure things out in addition to the small amount they're getting monthly or so forth.
Yeah.
So I help them figure out how to keep some, invest some, get a return from some, and that's where the knowledge and the statistics and the tax benefits and everything come into play, and educate them on things that they maybe never had to deal with before. You'd be surprised how many women don't know how much money they have in the bank.
Right.
Or how to pay a bill. So It's been kind of that support for a lot of people on how to stand on their feet, and that comes with investing.
That seems like a cool niche. Do you enjoy that?
I do enjoy that, and it's something I've been thinking about a lot lately.
I love that. When that does happen, do you feel like other realtors will take advantage of them? Like they see a divorce happening, so they kind of like hawk them. They kind of, prey on them.
Unfortunately, I feel like there's a lot of people in all kind of fields that like to take advantage of people in situations. And the best I can do is, like I said before, is be myself and give that trust that I'm not in it here. I'm here, well, obviously everybody wants to get paid at the end of the day, but I'm here really to help and guide you.
Yeah.
And oftentimes I'll say I wouldn't guide you to do something I wouldn't do for myself. I wouldn't make you buy a home in a neighborhood that I don't think is safe for me, and kind of that way. And if I can, then advise on steering away from other people that don't have their best interest at heart. But of course, there's vultures everywhere.
Yeah.
Ambulance chasers and all that.
All right. Don't get nervous, but we hooked up the AI lie detector monitor.
Yeah, hold on.
So I'm going to shoot you a few questions. Let's see how honest you are.
Okay.
Have you ever dated a client?
No. Almost. But no. That's the truth.
So you guys went to first base?
No, it didn't end up happening. I decided not to, but won't say that there might be a potential in line right now.
Oh, fire. Okay. Have you ever stolen a client?
Well, it depends who you ask. I had a client come to me saying that they were unhappy with their agent. And I said, as long as you give full disclosure, then I don't work with someone working with two agents. And they said, no, he knows. And turns out he didn't know. So I stole a client, but I didn't steal a client. But then the agent and I ended up working it out and actually did a deal together a couple months ago, but not on purpose.
That sounds like an episode on Selling Sunset. I'm just saying. I recently saw that. Ooh.
No, I'm all about karma. Let's not do things like that. No.
It was an accident.
I didn't.
Sorry, agent.
Come on. That did happen, by the way, with Leo Vidan. No, but we were sitting at a housewarming party, and he's like, "Oh, nice to meet you, Shani, right?" And I'm like, "Yeah, you're the one that's talking trash about me stealing a client. Like, what are you talking about?" And he's like, "No, I didn't." And then 10 minutes later, he came, he sat next to me. He's like, "Okay, I did. I did talk trash about you." I'm like, "I didn't steal your client." He's like, "I know, but," and I'm like, "But what? Did I steal your client?" He's like, "No." I'm like, "So why are you talking shit about me?"
Wow, I'm glad. So you guys are on good terms now?
Oh, yeah, we just worked with the client, a buyer together, and closed an escrow.
Beautiful. I love that. I mean, I love that you even just went straight up to him like, yo, what's the deal? Like, you keep talking shit about me. Let's squash it.
Well, it's not on purpose.
I mean,
but, yeah.
that
Why are
shows that you
talking shit?
really
Why don't you come
didn't. That
talk to
shows
me?
that you stand by your character, you know?
100%. And no shame sometimes. Little wine, and you can ask more questions on the slide detector.
Oh, let's get her. Okay. Do you use Chat GPT for all of your client emails?
Emails, no. Property descriptions, yes. I think I'm actually looking into exploring it more in the real estate niche, because I've heard from other people that
I keep hearing, there's so many Zooms that I'm like, no, I'm not about to attend that. But AI is the way, right? It's like
the way. But we're so scared of it. I'm
embracing
legit scared of I don't even know how to use it most of the time, but I'm like, all right, here's a property description. Write me a property description for this address that will appeal to a young couple with 2 kids. And it's like, and I'm like, why haven't I not been using this? Stay up till midnight writing a property description.
It's so good. I've used it for applications, to get into schools, to get into, oh my God.
So for now, not for emails, but descriptions. Okay. Ask me again in a month and I'll tell you more.
Have you ever lied to a client?
About what?
That you really think you could sell their property or close on a property, that you think they have a good property?
Listen, can we use the word sugarcoat? Can we use the word
elaborate?
You know, I'm a straight shooter, but sometimes I gotta go a little like this, you know? Yeah, sometimes but all right, if I take a property and I'm like, I could definitely sell this, and they want a price that's ridiculous.
Yeah.
They're like, all right, we'll go your way for a couple weeks. And if we see that we're not getting anything, if I'm not getting a phone call, we need to discuss this. Because I don't believe the property, according to the buyers.
Right.
They decide what the market is. Zillow will give you something. You stop believing Zillow. But my opinion is different. This is my opinion. But I am 100% on your side. We're going to try it your way. So lying that I want to give them those 2 weeks, yes, I'm lying. But got to feel out the client and see how it works.
So you telling me Zillow is lying about the price of my house?
Oh, this is a whole other.
Are you telling me I'm not?
What did I do?
I didn't buy a good property? Are you telling me?
He's saying Zillow. Let me just put it like this. I'll give you a fact. The owner of Zillow, his transaction was different than his estimate. So, I'm just going to say that. It's a fact. You can Google it.
Okay. All right. Let's not get too deep on that one.
Zillow, don't fire me.
Right. Don't block me from.
Blacklist.
All right. So I just want to get your ABCs, what I like to call the ABCs.
Okay.
Basically, it's the best advice you've ever been given, a book, and then I'll give you the question at the end. So you don't forget.
Okay. Best advice. At the beginning, it was fake it till you make it.
Was that during the divorce stage?
No.
Oh, okay. I ain't
during
know.
the dating stage. No. No, it was in the beginning of the career. It's like, I don't know anything. I don't know what to do. It's like, it's just fake it till you make it.
Yeah.
Pretend you know everything and then ask the questions on the side. And then today with life and everything kicking in, I think the best advice I give myself and to everybody else that I got was when people show you who they are, believe them.
Ooh.
Okay?
Yeah.
And that goes personal and work.
Yeah.
They show you who they are, just believe them, face value.
Yeah.
And
Okay.
it's one of my favorites.
Okay, and then for the C, what is something you want to take a chance on?
Funny that I'm sitting here right now, because I told myself that in 2024, I kind of want to try to get in front of the camera more.
Okay.
Which I hate because I love this. I'm probably going to have a very hard time in another bottle of wine watching it because I hate watching myself.
No, you're doing great.
No, it's just a thing. It's always been like that. I mean, I think my own wedding video I didn't watch. I can't.
Okay.
So I do want to get more in front of the camera, if it's shorts, reels, advice, and build kind of a channel on my Instagram and whatever else the young kids are doing these days.
TikToks. You got to get a TikTok out there.
I gotta Google how to use TikTok and then go from there. But that's
If you want to be cool with your kids, that's the only way I could do it.
Yeah.
I'm like, okay,
I'm not cool.
let me torture myself. Hey, Ty, what TikTok do you want to do? Let me just take a couple sips.
The fear there is, no, Mom, I don't want you on my TikTok.
Oh, that is a fear.
So I won't even go
don't
there.
do that to me.
Don't
That
do
is a fear.
Yeah.
You know what? I decided not to go with, because my daughter's going into middle school. And while touring different schools, I decided not to go with a particular school because the principal told me, oh, we don't have opportunities for parents to be involved. This is actually the time that parents need to cut the umbilical cord. I said, bitch, I'm cutting you. I'm like, I'm playing. But no, I did. I was like, okay.
Nope.
Like,
That's the time you really need to be there.
It's a crazy world, but no. Yeah. So whatever you want to do, take a chance on
I'm gonna
it.
take a chance on that this year and see where it goes, and we might open up a whole other thing. And then now that we've been talking, maybe explore the niche of the divorce area.
I think that's beautiful. I think there's a lot of people that need support there.
Yeah, take your experience and help others. So
Yeah, I was on a Zoom call a couple of days ago, and it's a real estate Zoom call, but they have like a meditation in the morning type deal, like mindset and awareness, and just, get your day going good. And one of the guys got on there, and he hasn't spoken on there in a long time, like probably months. But he got on there and he basically started saying how he is struggling with watching his kid alone, and, he's, not in his words, but he's being abused and by his girl. And so then another person jumped on and it's like, hey, I started a support group for men who are in domestic violence. And yeah, and it's like, wow, you don't know things are so needed. Like he's actually calling for help, but he's like, no, it's not that bad. Yeah, it is. It is. What you just told us.
it's bad.
It might be a little bad. You might want to go ahead and get in that group. But it's beautiful to start that because we need support. Like, people don't even want to speak up because they feel like it's weak. They feel like it's, I did something
100%.
wrong. I failed. What are people going to think? I'm alone.
100%. And this whole facade of needing to be strong or needing to be weak or manipulation, and I mean the list goes on and on. So a support group for anything, and then bring in the professional.
Yeah.
Why not?
Yeah, absolutely. Because it becomes, a lot of people will, years of doing something repetitively, it becomes their identity, and they don't know a world outside of that. It's almost unimaginable. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I think about that. I don't know. I think about that often. Like, if I didn't take a chance and just fake it till I make it, I wouldn't be here today.
Right.
I would be like in my own shell and depressed, and who knows, like really beneath my worth. So
And you're lucky enough to have that support system behind you to push you to try and hey, go fake it till you make it. And some people don't have that.
Yeah.
So
Yeah. I know. I married it. I was like,
lucky
oh,
girl,
okay,
you're
there we go. So, Shani, where can people find you?
Thank you for asking.
Yes.
I'm I'm still on Facebook. Yes, young people, we're still on Facebook. Shani Sabban. I went back to my maiden name. Same on Instagram. It's Shani Sabban or Shani, the number 4 Homes. And that's, you can Google me. I'm on there. Just don't read the second page. Don't do the second page. But
Thank you so much.
thank you. Thank you for having me.
Absolutely.
You can
Come
invite me.
again.
I will, but I'll bring the wine this time.
Oh, that would be
I owe
it.
you wine.
Oh, I love it. You guys, this has been another incredible episode of Keeping It Real Estate with Shani. Please stay tuned for the next.